What's going on, Z Nation? It's your boy Big Z the Penguin here at Z Nation. Alright guys, as you guys can see here, we have two different teams. Same like core, but two different like restricted sets. So as you can see, the idea is to go off of a Sun team. Where'd my can of dip go? Oh, well, I just gotta grab my can of dip. But no, you guys are gonna see two. The idea is to run Sun. You have Ninetales as our Sunsetter opposed to Torkoal. Why? Because I was trying to run Torkoal, but overall, unless I focus primarily on like Trick Room, then I start having issues. If I don't add like some kind of Trick Room, so I decided to take Torkoal out of the equation. You have G-Max Charizard and G-Max Venusaur as our Sun Sweepers. Then you got Tornadus for like support using Tailwind and Taunt and all that. Now the difference between the two teams is we had Xerneas and then we had like Amoonguss. The idea was like, okay, some games you'd bring Xerneas and Amoonguss, but the problem I found with it is bonds like Zacian, Metagross, and all them, they were just completely destroying. And so for some reason I found Kyogre and Ludicolo. So let's kind of go through each mon. And I'll go through like everything, including their nicknames. So we have Ninetales. I nicknamed it Kurama. I mean, come on, guys. When you hear Ninetales, all you can think of is Naruto. We've given it to choice specs because we want to give it that extra 50% boost. Then with the 50% special fire attacks in the sun. And so I think you're getting a 2.25%, no, a 225% increase, I think. And it's just overall, Ninetales just comes through so well. The ability Drought sets up Sunny Day. This will allow us to get off to activate Venusaur's Chlorophyll and Charizard Solar Power, but overall, just strengthen the power of fire attacks and weaken the power of water. As crazy as it sounds, I do run Kyogre and Ninetales in the same match. Why? Just because no particular reason. Well, there's a reason, but like it just works because people are like, okay, well, what the hell is gonna happen? They got both of their weather setters, so are they gonna? And now keep in mind, so say like you had Ninetales and Kyogre, you can't switch Kyogre out and expect the sun to come, but like it really throws people off. For the move pool, we have Heat Wave. This is our stab fire attack. It hits both foes, so it is reduced to it only so it's not 95 base attack unless it's single target. In which the base power is 71. Plus then you get to factor in stab and all that. I don't know exactly how it goes, but it's still pretty powerful. Keep in mind it's 90% accurate, but you're only going to be missing 10% of the time. It's just a good move to have. Next we got Scorching Sand. It is a base 70 attack, but you have mons such as like Regieleki, Heatran, Dialga, Metagross. Oh, and Heat Wave is great against like Metagross and Zacian and all them. So just being able to have that extra bit of coverage is ideal. For those who say, well, why don't you run something else instead of Scorching Sand since they hit the same thing? So yes, but then you have mons like Heatran that are fire and steel, and it hits the fire type. So it's just overall, it's just a good move to have. You'll find that a lot of mons are more physically bulky, and plus you got like Intimidate and stuff, whereas none of our mons are physical. So but yeah, Scorching Sands is just a must. I have Solar Beam on. I haven't really found a problem with Solar Beam. I mean, anytime I need to deal with water types, I have Venusaur. But it's there. Like say they run like a mono water or whatever. I mean, Solar Beam is there, but keep in mind you're gonna want to have the Sun Up, or you'll have to charge return, and he has no bulk. Finally, we have Dark Bolt. I mean, you have that 20% chance to make your opponent flinch. This is going to be also good for against mons such as Metagross. Also mons that are such as like the Calyrex forms. More so Calyrex Horse, I think. Calyrex Shadow. Then you got Lunala, Solgaleo, and so it's just good coverage. As far as EV spread. So it's a timid nature. 4 EVs and HP because that's its lowest stat between HP defense. And well, it's just its overall lowest stat, but compared to the defense and special defense, we wanted to max out speed and special attack. A lot of people with weather, they want to make their mons as slow as possible. Well, I feel like having Ninetales just as fast as possible. I mean, yes, if you're up against like a Politoed or a Tyranitar, yes, your speed is going to be much. I mean, you're going to lose that weather war, but you can always switch in them on. Um, so that's why we have the the 252 special attack and speed. Next we got Venusaur. We nicknamed him Soar because it's just kind of like a reference to Pokemon Adventures where we had Venusaur that was nicknamed Soar as Red Startermon. So we have the wide lens. This will increase the accuracy of your attacks by 10%, which actually goes a long way. So like, say you have like a 90% accuracy move, the accuracy goes up to 99. If you have like a 75 or base 85, what you do is you take the number, you put a decimal between the numbers, and yeah, that's it. And then you add it. So like, for instance, mine with base 90 accuracy, you would put the decimal between the 9 and the 0. It goes really good. Chlorophyll is the biggest deal with Venusaur, is because in the sunlight your speed is doubled. And just speed control is so important. I mean, people say, "Oh, speed control just isn't a big deal nowadays," but a mon still needs to move first, and moving first can be the difference between winning and losing. This is kind of like a hyper offensive style of playing, so ideally you're going to want to end the game in like 3 to 4 battles. Okay, so did I win or lose this one? Okay, I won. So we're actually going to replay this one as we go through the team. For the move pool, we have Leaf Storm. I was going to run Solar Beam, but I just found Leaf Storm just overall works better with like the wide lens and stuff. But if you wanted to, you could put Solar Beam. Next we got Sludge Bomb. This is really going to be such a good move for like them fairy and other grass types, such as like Rillaboom, other Venusaur. Well, not necessarily other Venusaurs, but like Rillaboom, most fairy types. Unless like I don't think there's any kind of fairy and steel type. I don't think. I don't know. Let's see. Steel. Oh, Zacian okay. That's right. I mean, but other than that, you're not gonna have to really worry too much about that. I mean, we got other monsters to cover for that, but just good coverage overall, and it does a lot. Sleep Powder is the biggest move. There'll be times like, oh crap, I need to put something to sleep. Our team pretty much covers all the weaknesses, unless it's something like kind of crazy, such as like maybe a Xerneas. But then again, you got Venus, and since we're all special, you gotta be careful of them special sweepers. I mean, the mons with super special defense. Like say you got I don't know, or like say you're in a position like, oh crap, they're gonna take us up. I need to at least attempt to put them to sleep. And it goes up to us 82%. I mean, that's just ideal. I mean, it's the highest. I think that even went higher than Dark Void. So I have Protect because sometimes you just need to protect whether sorry, the last turn of Trick Room, the last turn of your opposing Tailwind, or the screens are ending, or like they got some kind of chip damage going on. Being able to protect yourself is ideal. Just like with Ninetales, we have 252 special attack and speed and 4 in the HP. Max speed will be at 290, and this just overall makes things. It just really helps just really get that speed control. Next we got Tornadus. We named him Cyclone. Is when I think of a tornado, that's what a cyclone is, and so just having that, I just think that nickname is pretty cool. So originally we were running like a mental herb, but right now I decided to put a focus sash on it just because I got rid of my focus. So like my Amoonguss had I think Amoonguss had the focus sash. Oh, yeah, Amoonguss had the focus sash, and so now that we got rid of Amoonguss, we can put the focus sash. It'll guarantee to survive all hits. Keep in mind, like chip damage from like hail or like max rockfall or like the G-Max moves with that chip damage. you know, that can still take you out. But if you can like prevent that or like change the weather, you'll be fine. Prankster, so being able to get off your status moves first. I was considering getting rid of Icy Wind, to go ahead and put on like something else.
That was the funniest video. Hey, where's the cord for the game for my PlayStation?
Oh, connected here.
Fuck.
Give me 1 second, and I'm almost done, and I'll take it out and everything.
Alright, because I'm gonna play the games and get home.
Okay. Okay. Anywho, let me put it back. So we got Tailwind and Taunt. Basically, Tailwind works is for 4 turns, your entire team is doubled. And what's nice about Tailwind, it's not like Max Airstream, where it's like say you had Tornadus and Venusaur. Venusaur's not only going to get his speed double, but so will like Charizard, Ninetales, etc., etc. That's what's ideal. Oops. Next you got Taunt, being able to prevent setups such as Calm Mind, Trick Room, other Tailwinds. Keep in mind like Whimsicott. One thing you're going to notice is with this is when you go against other Tornadus, it's going to be a speed tie, but it's going to be fine. Oh, and I wanted to bring this to everyone's attention. All of our mons except for one have 0 attack IVs, so when you have moves like Foul Play, it's going based on our attack. So minimizing your attack stat is always ideal. And so and also it's great against screens. Keep in mind, mons like Grimmsnarl that also have Prankster but that are dark, you won't be able to do that. Next we got Air Slash. This is just for stab. In theory you could run Hurricane. Yeah, I would probably run. You could either run Hurricane or Air Slash. It doesn't really matter. Oop, crap. Probably Hurricane would probably be better, just because it'll really support the rain. And then finally, we're gonna run Icy Wind. This is gonna be our second form of speed control through like aside from Tailwind, because it'll lower their speed and it does a little bit of damage. Watch out for the 95%. Even though you're only gonna miss 5%, it's still important to keep that in mind. Just like the other mons, we're timid and we have max speed and special attack, just because we want to be able to move as quickly as possible and just dish out as much damage as we can. Next we got Game Freak's favorite, Charizard, and it's funny, I actually only made him shiny because look how dope that is. He looks like the dragon from hell. So we have Charizard. We nicknamed him Solar because, you know, his ability is solar power. When you have the sun up, Charizard is going to start sweeping left and right. So we got the Life Orb just because I feel like this is the best item for a Charizard, just because it's the only drawback is your 10% of your max HP, but the extra 30% goes so far. Solar power. Keep in mind this only works if the sun is up. So you like do Ninetales a sunny day will drought, or like say you you're gonna fortunately Groudon's pretty popular, so sometimes you can get away without bringing Ninetales, but you don't even you bring Ninetales because it is just so good. It's kind of like the Life Orb. I mean, it's like a choice item with a heavier Life Orb effect. You gain an extra 50% of your special attack, but you lose 1/8. So you're gonna be taking a good bit of. So so let's see. I don't know how that's calculated. So your max HP. What's 10? 80 divided by 10. Well, actually no, that's dumb. So you'll be losing. So let's see. 153 divided by 8. You take 19. That's okay. You Chargers are going to be taking a lot of chip damage, but the rest will be over the reward. So now we got Heat Wave just like we did on Ninetales, but keep in mind Heat Wave is only 90% accurate. There'll be times that maybe putting a move like you wish you had Flamethrower, definitely not Fire Blast, but like Flamethrower, Overheat, but be careful of no, you don't want Overheat. Well, no, you never put Ember. You could possibly do something like with Fire Pledge, Mystic Fire, and so you have a couple of things you can do. But Heat Wave is good. It's a spread move, and again with the boost from Life Orb, Solar Power, Sunny Day, and then Stab, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Next you got Air Slash. Air Slash is also Stab, and it also is boosted by like Solar Power and all that, but you also get the Stab. So Air Slash is getting the same benefits from Charizard, with the exception of the Sunny Day boost. Like, you don't get a 50% boost from the Sunny Day like you would Heat Wave. Next, we got Scorching Sand. This is just extra coverage. There'll be times you may deal with a Heatran or just a mon that, fire may not be super effective against, and so having that ground typing, I mean, ground is so good offensively. Um, like grass types have no chance against this team. I mean, yeah, against like Kyogre, but you have like your Ninetales, you got your Tornadus, and you even got Venusaur, so you got some, and you even got Ludicolo, so protect, there'll be times that like you want to maybe your opponent's got like Incineroar or Rillaboom. Maybe you run a double protect with like Charizard and Venusaur just to kind of wait stall out that fake out pressure, and then you can go do something. But having protect I think is a must with like a Charizard. If you were making a choice item, you wouldn't Dynamax him or Gigantamax him. You'd put the fourth move. I would either put like Solar Beam, Dragon Pulse, maybe even flamethrower, just something. Some people like to run all physical Charizard. That's stupid, but teach their own. EV spread would timid just as the other four. Max special attack and speed. I just put four on the fence. That's how I've always been. Even though the HP and the defense is more, you'll just survive a little bit more from the defense. And so, yeah. Next we got Kyogre. We nicknamed him Poseidon because Kyogre I consider like the god of water. Well, that's what Poseidon is. We got the mystical water because unfortunately, unlike in the previous gens, we don't have the blue orb. Primals aren't a thing, so mystic water is like our next best thing. We still consider brain with drizzle, but mystic water just really boosts up Kyogre's water. I really want Kyogre to be as powerful, like have a similar damage output as Charizard, and so um, we're just doing the best we can. And like I was saying, with drizzle, we set up rain dance. And running dual weather I think is excellent because you'll constantly keep weather control. And Kyogre could be considered like a second mode. Like, say your Sun team just overall just isn't that great. Well, you also have, or like they have a lot of rock types. You still got Venusaur, but you got Kyogre, which is ideal. The moves are Origin Pulse. So the first one's Origin Pulse. A lot of people like Water Spout or Scald because it's 100% accurate, and Water Spout is much more powerful. But if like in game Kyogre's HP is down, but Water Spout is going to do like nothing. So Origin Pulse is steady damage and it gets all the boosts. Yes, it's only 85% accurate, but you're only going to miss 15% of the time. And if we were playing basketball, shooting free throws, and you were guaranteed to make 85% of your shots, then hey, I would take that. And it hits both. Next we got Thunder. This is because Kyogre is pretty popular, and so this is gonna it'll be good against opposing Kyogres. But overall, them water types that threaten our rain team, and them flying types that threaten like Venus and Ludicolo. Just overall good coverage to have, and if it's raining, you can't miss. Next, you got Ice Beam, which again is extra coverage. It'll hit them grass types that Kyogre's weak to. Hit them flying types. It'll also hit ground types and dragon types. So like the probably not so much Reshiram, but like Zekrom, um, not the Kyurem's, but and so and again protect them like with Charizard and Venus. So you're just gonna need to protect sometimes, and these are actually the only three mons that run protect. It's not as common as VGC continues to grow, but I mean to like kind of advances. So eventually, I wouldn't be surprised if we no longer see protect, but having protect can definitely make the difference of a win and a lose. EV spread, timid, just as the other four. We put four in the defense, so its EV spread is identical to Charizard's with max speed and special attack. You're gonna find all of our mons, we maximize their speed because being able to have that speed control going first, and they're actually pretty strong. We have a couple of ways of manipulating our power, but minimum ways with the speed. So being as fast as we can is ideal. Um, Kyogre is going to do a lot of damage regardless. 202 special attack stat is just insane. Plus, like with the Mystic Water, the Rain, from Origin Pulse and all that, it just is so good. So, and you can always Dynamax it. Next, we got Ludicolo. We nicknamed him Link because he's green. I was gonna name him Sombrero, but I didn't want to be considered like racist or anything. Not that I'm too concerned about that, but I just for some reason decided Link is appropriate. We given him the Assault Vest because the Life Orb was taken, the uh, the Choice Specs, and the Focus Sash, and Dynamaxing Ludicolo would be ideal, and also because he has four move slot syndrome, where he has all these good moves, but you only got 4 slots. But the assault vest will boost your special defense by 50%, but you can only use offensive moves, so you can't use moves like protect. Um, I don't even know what it is, like encore, res, swords dance, um, rain dance, teeter dance, or whatever, sweet sands, but I find you don't need it. Swift Swim, what's nice is in the rain, your speed is double, so it's identical to Chlorophyll, except it's the rain version. So moves, we got Fake Out. So being able to flinch your opponent to get to prevent them from moving on the first turn is so ideal. You just got to be careful of the ability Inner Focus, and if a mon's going to be a Dynamax mon. When I'm talking about Inner Focus, you have mons such as the 3 Beasts from Johto, Entei, Suicune, or Raikou. Uh, you got Dragonite, uh, Crobat, and so you just have a ton of mons. And it's tricky because we don't have Intimidate, but you'll after playing a while, you kind of see, oh, they got better focus. Whereas the chip damage will still be there, but they won't flinch. Now, if they Dynamax, so say you see Comfey and Galarian Moltres, or like Tornadus and Metagross, or like Salamence and Metagross, you can safely assume Moltres and Metagross are going to Dynamax, so trying to fake them out is pointless. Ice Beam is just there for just overall coverage. Most water types are going to have Ice Beam, and it'll hit them flying types that really target Ludicolo and Venusaur, and just overall, it's just good coverage. Scald, I like Scald because you have you have a 30% chance to burn your target, you get stabbed. Say one of your mons are frozen, you can attack them and they'll fall out, and it's just a good mod. Careful like Misty, and I think it might be electric terrain. Again, I'm not too sure. It can prevent the burn. Next you got Leaf Storm. You could run like Energy Ball if you wanted to. You could run Giga Drain. Um, you can run Absorb. You can run a couple of things. You can run Solar Beam, but I think Leaf Storm is ideal. I mean, it's pretty much up to what you want. And just like Tornadus, Charizard, Kyogre, same EV spread. 252 special attack and speed, 1 to defense. Keep in mind the speed is kind of low, so maximizing the speed I think is important. You'll have a 268 speed stat. And just overall, Ludicolo is good. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and watch. Um, so I was like, okay, well, they got Amoonguss, they got Incineroar, Rillaboom, Grimmsnarl, Regieleki, and Reshiram. I've never dealt with that, so I decided to run Charizard and Tornadus. So I had a way, so I was like, well, I'm pretty effective against most of these. I hit Amoonguss pretty hard. I hit Reshiram with like Scorching Sands. I hit Incineroar, Regieleki, and Rillaboom. The only thing I didn't hit super effective was Grimmsnarl, but I wasn't too worried. And so they led with Regieleki and Reshiram. So what's good about this team is people are like, okay, this guy is probably going to bring Kyogre. So if he brings Kyogre, I'm going to bring my Regieleki. And plus he also has Charizard, which is also weak. He has 3 mons weak to electric types. So they switched into Incineroar to get the Intimidate off. We Dynamax, and I think we go with Tailwind. And so we use G-Max Wildfire on Regieleki. And I don't know if they got chip. I don't think fire types get chip damage. So they switched into Amoonguss and brought their Reshiram. They faked out our Tornadus, but we did G-Max Wildfire, so I wasn't expecting them to switch out. But it was like, okay, well that was unfortunate. And I was like, okay, well what are we gonna do? So they Dynamaxed their Reshiram. We went Air Slash just to get chip damage, and then Scorching Sands, which I didn't realize would do that little. Like Max Quake only did 22%, did about 22. But our special defense rose, which was ideal. And Reshiram used Max Flare on Tornadus, knocked it out. But it was good because it set up the sun for us. And Parting Shot lowered our Charizard special attack. So they brought Amoonguss. Amoonguss started taking some chip damage. Dynamax, and I was like, okay. Well, we got Venusaur, so now we got speed. And so here's the thing. Amoonguss went for Rage Powder. But you don't realize the guy must, well, you would think with their high rating they would have known. But You can't. So grass types are immune to powder moves such as sleep powder, rage powder, and all that. So we put the Reshiram to sleep, which was ideal. And we went for Heat Wave, which knocked out the Amoonguss and brought Reshiram down to about 60, maybe 55. So they brought out their Incineroar. They're down to the last 2 mons. I was like, okay, well this isn't good. So they faked out Venusaur. We put Incineroar down to half. So Reshiram woke up, which was unfortunate, and they killed Venusaur. So I think the last mon I had was Kyogre. I don't remember offhand, but I think it was Kyogre. No, it was not. Okay, that's right. I forgot nine. So I actually didn't even bring Kyogre or Ludicolo, and they were probably like, "What?" And so I go for Scorching Sands on the Incineroar, and it knocks it out. And then I go for Heat or Scorching Sand with Ninetales. So here's the thing: it's not doing that much damage. I'm like, crap. I'm probably going to like lose. Um, he uses Shadow Ball on Charizard, knocks it out, and I get lucky. So remember, we're locked into Scorching Sands. But fortunately, we knock it out. I don't think it was a crit, but we won, and I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. Like this team is so good, and I'll actually show you guys one battle. All right, so this is great. So they got Groudon, so it's not necessarily that we need Groudon to do some things. They do have Lapras though, so keep that in mind. Um, what I'm thinking, honestly, is we bring um, I say we bring Venusaur, Venusaur, and we bring Ninetales. We'll do, yeah, we'll go with Venusaur, and we'll bring Ninetales with Charizard in the back, and we'll actually bring Kyogre. Just so I was like, wow, they got Tapu Koko, but then I was like, oh, well, they may go for some kind of electrical deal, but we still got speed. And I was like, well, but then again, so I decided to Dynamax and use G-Max Vine Lash, and I decided to use Scorching Sands on Tapu Koko. Well, yeah, G-Max Vine Lash, and we gotta think. So what if they switch into Tornadus, right? So we're gonna go for Heat Wave. So they actually didn't switch in, but I still think this does a lot of damage in the sun. I think he set up the electric terrain in order. Oh, weakness spots. I didn't know that. Electro Web lowered our speed. That was unfortunate, but we missed the Coco. That was unfortunate. But it brought Lapras down to like nothing. Okay, so we lose our. No, we actually. I forgot. We don't lose Sun Boost. I say we go for Charizard, and we should have speed on them. No, we don't. So we go for. I say we go for Protect and Heat Wave. Because it's like, okay, this guy's probably going to do something with Charizard, so having the Heat Wave, I think, will be a little bit more ideal for us. Our speed is low, but I don't think Lapras is that much faster than us. Let's see. Volt Switch, so he. Oh, wow. So we brought it down a little bit, but I think they. Yeah, so Lapras is down, which is so good. So. So here's the thing. I'm thinking we. So they brought Hitmontop, so they got Fake Out Pressure for sure. Um, we're going to go for a double Heat Wave. Oh, wow, interesting. Electro Web. So that is unfortunate, but it is fine because I think our Kyogre. Ooh, actually, I don't know. Oh, so Tapu Koko's down, and so now we got so they got Celesteela, and we got so we're gonna go for Thunder, and we're gonna go for Heat Wave, and they got all right. So they protected. I mean, that's not bad. So I brought Celesteela down. Air Slash. All right. So I mean, that's unfortunate. So I'd say we. Okay, I forgot. All right. So Oroville's last turn. We're gonna go for Origin Pulse. So as you guys see, the team is not bad at all. Like it does really good. And so, but all right, guys. Thanks for watching today's video. I know it was kind of long. But I definitely appreciate the support. This is a strange Kyogre Sun team, but Surprisingly, it works, and I guess it's little gimmicks like this. I am gonna look into seeing like if there's any tournaments that are gonna be held local, like, or if it's just all gonna be like on the Switch, like with the Players Cup. So I'm just gonna have to look into that. But definitely drop a like if you found this video entertaining. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed, and go ahead and click that bell so you're notified for the next videos. I've just been so busy, guys, just with work and everything. And so I just haven't had a chance to really do any videoing or uploading. But I'll try to upload as much as I can. But alright, Z Nation, thanks so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.